Okay, I think it's now time to code, and I'll be putting everything in one script. So let's call this website blocker.py. And yeah, again, the idea is that I'll be accessing this host file, which is in this directory. So if you are on Windows, you'll get it here. If you are on a Mac or Linux, that would be directly at this folder, and then you have the host file. So you get the idea. And so let's keep that path in a variable. Let's say host path, and that would be equal to, I had copied this earlier, so I'm just pasting it here. And so on a Windows, these are backslashes. On a Mac or Linux, you'd have a / and then etc, and then you have, of course, the host's name, so the name of the file. If you're on Windows, you should be careful about something. These backslashes, sometimes you might have something like, let's say n, a folder that starts with the n character. What that will do is Python will read this as a special character. And what this special character means is, it means a break line. So when you pass \n, Python thinks you're passing a Python keyword, and not actually a string. In that case, what you could do is you could pass the r prefix there, which means a row. That means, remove this, with this you tell Python that you're actually passing a row string in there. So you're not planning to pass any break lines in there like a \n. Yeah, I hope that is clear. Or alternatively, you can remove this and you can add 2 backslashes in each of these directory separators. So that would be an alternative solutions, but let's keep it like this. Good. And maybe 2 other variables. Let's say redirect equals to this string. So the IP where your browse visit will be redirected when you browse Facebook or other things that you find distracting. And then let's say websites, so you need to pass the websites that you want to block. That could be a list. So I'm calling this website list, and here I'll pass www.facebook.com. And also you want to pass facebook.com as well, because sometimes these websites use 3 W's there for their domain, but sometimes they don't use. So you want to pass both these domains in the host file. And then maybe my Hotmail account. So how do I know that this is a domain? Well, if I type hotmail.com and I can see that hotmail.com is sending me to this domain in the browser, so I can see this domain in the browser. When this opens up, my email displays. So this is what you want to pass there. You want to see the final landing domain, and maybe the other version. And yeah, we should be good to go. We have a list with 4 elements, and that means in the host file we will have 4 lines. I currently have these Facebooks here, so I'm gonna save the hosts again with all those, and I'll make sure I don't have any Python script running here in the processes. Yeah, I don't have any. Good. And I was afraid that I had a running script, a Python script there, so that's why I checked in the processes. So how are we gonna do this? Let me put this here and this here. Well, our goal is to have this file modified at let's say 8 AM. So at that time I want these 4 websites, these 4 lines to be added in here together with this IP. And then I want these 4 lines to be removed at let's say 4 PM. And there are maybe 2 ways to do this. One way would be to write a simple Python script that all it does is it opens this file, let's say with open host path as file, and then write these elements of the list in that file, in that host file. and that's all. And then what you do is you may use this task scheduler on Windows or cron on Linux or other packages that do schedule tasks, and you may set this Python script to run in certain times. And that is one solution, but why would I use third-party tools when I know Python? I mean, I know Python better than these tools, and I'm not 100% sure that with these tools I'll do exactly what I'm after. But with Python is a programming language, so if you set to do something, if you think about something, that's almost 100% sure that you'll do that, because you have lots of flexibility with a programming language. So it's good that if you know a programming language, and then you should seek for a native solution. And yeah, that's what I'll do in this case. I'll not just write a simple script that adds to these 4 lines of code in this host file. Instead, I'll have this script running all the time. And to do that, I'll use a while loop. While true, and then everything goes inside this while loop. And what a while loop does is it executes an action very fast, so it depends on your processor speed. But in my case, for instance, what this will do, it will print out 1 every let me guess, 1 millisecond. So it depends on your processor speed, but maybe faster than 1 millisecond. And so let me open a command line and execute this script. Shift right click here, open command window here. This terminal plus package of Atom is having a problem at the moment. It has a bug, so I'll be using the simple command line. Terminal plus is probably more convenient, but this shouldn't be a problem. So Python, and the script name is website blocker, and here 1 is being printed out, as you see. Control C to interrupt the process. What I'm thinking about is to have some code here that checks the time every millisecond. So that would be something like, is time between 8 AM and 4 PM? If it is, then keep these lines in this host file. If it's not, then remove these lines from the host file. And that action would be performed every, I'm saying millisecond. But that's not a very smart thing to do. Why would you want your program to run every millisecond? That doesn't sound very memory efficient. So what we could do here is a simple trick. We import time, and then here we say time sleep, and let's say 5. And this time we execute this, and 1 will be printed every 5 seconds. So yeah, that's it. Which means if we right now the code that accesses these lines here, this host file, that code will run every 5 seconds and not every millisecond. So that's enough accuracy for us. That means that if time is 4 PM and then it goes 4 and 1 second, we will still have these lines here. We'll have this website blocked yet at 4 PM plus 1 second. So there will be a delay of 5 seconds, which is not a problem. And you can also put this higher number, so you can make it 5 minutes, which would be 300 seconds. But let me keep it 5. 5 is good. 5 seconds. And yeah, I think this is starting to make more sense for you now. And I'd like to stop here, and in the next lecture we will go ahead and write the code that writes these lines in this host file.